The Duchess of Sussex called women from the Hub Community Kitchen, which was set up following the Grenfell Tower fire, on Wednesday to catch up after she teamed up with them for a cookbook in 2018. But some Twitter users took issue with the Duchess's move to reach out to Londoners after she left the UK with her husband Prince Harry. One user with the handle Mark Torres said, "How she wants attention. Sad, sad, sad. I reckon it's fair to say British people don't want her to have the title, good luck to you in US." Another, X79T65FF9T Smith, wrote, "Now then, remember, she addresses herself as the Duchess of Sussex." A third with the handle Frogcree92958376 commented, "If she had any decency she would stop using the title, but it TMS the only thing she has to make her some dollar." However, other Twitter users were full of praise for Meghan, who is living in California with Prince Harry after quitting royal duties. One with the handle SamReed5000 said, "Meghan Markle, the Duchess of Sussex. Sounds beautiful." Another, Dawnwe2, commented, "Duchess of Kindness." Meghan and Harry agreed to stop using their HRH styles as part of Megxit but continue to be known as the Duke and Duchess of Sussex. Additional reporting by Katie Harris. Her Majesty will celebrate next year 70 years of service, having ascended to the throne on February 6, 1952. Festivities have been organized throughout the country to mark the historic milestone. Royal family members will travel around the UK to undertake a variety of engagements, as part of the celebrations. An extended bank holiday from Thursday 2nd to Sunday 5th June has also been approved, allowing people to celebrate the momentous occasion in style. Historian Hugo Vickers believes the Platinum Jubilee will provide the perfect antidote to the lockdown blues. "It's such an opportunity to have fun, to celebrate the Queen and to enjoy doing it," he said. "The Queen herself is going to do about 10 big things in the course of the year. Nobody's ever seen a Platinum Jubilee before. I think it will be hugely significant." He added, "By the time it comes around, with a bit of luck, people will feel happier about coming. They'll have been locked up for 2 years more or less and they'll suddenly burst into life." As part of the celebrations, beacons will be lit throughout the UK, the Channel Islands, the Isle of Man and UK overseas territories, in accordance with tradition. However, for the first time they will also be lit in each of the capital cities of the Commonwealth countries. The BBC will stage and broadcast a special live concert from Buckingham Palace which will bring together some of the world's biggest entertainment stars. Tickets will be made available to the public through a ballot, details of which will be released by the palace in due course. A pageant will also take place and will involve 5,000 people from the UK and Commonwealth countries. It will combine street arts, theatre, music, circus, carnival and costume. During the summer break, Queen Elizabeth II has been spending her time at Balmoral Castle, while Prince Charles has been vacationing in Gloucestershire. The Duke and Duchess of Cambridge have also been spending their summer break at Anmer Hall in Norfolk. However, the couple are expected to be the first royals back in London as their 3 children, Prince George, Princess Charlotte and Prince Louis are to return to school. George and Charlotte are due back at Thomas's Battersea Prep School on September 9th. With their younger brother, Louis, going to Wilcox Nursery School in Kensington. The Cambridge family enjoyed the 6-week summer holiday, and embarked on trips to the Isles of Scilly and the Queen's Balmoral estate. During the coronavirus pandemic, Will and Kate, like thousands of other parents, have been forced to homeschool their children. Back in January, Kate opened up about homeschooling during lockdown and said, "I think as parents you've the day-to-day elements of being a parent, but I suppose during lockdown we have had to take on additional roles that perhaps others in our communities, or in our lives would have perhaps supported us and helped us with. I've become a hairdresser this lockdown, much to my children's horror, seeing mum cutting hair. We've had to become a teacher and I think, personally, I feel pulled in so many different directions and you try your best with everything, but at the end of the day I do feel exhausted." In July last year, William also opened up about struggling with maths while homeschooling. He said, "Probably that my patience is a lot shorter than I thought it was. And that my wife has a lot of patience. I was a bit embarrassed about my maths knowledge. I can't do year 2 maths." In an appearance on This Morning in May, Kate also said that George wasn't so happy about the fact that his little sister was getting more exciting school projects. The Duchess said, "George gets very upset because he wants to do Charlotte's projects. Because making things like spider sandwiches is far cooler than doing literacy work." Queen Elizabeth II had formed a strategy right at the very beginning to deal with any public backlash or fallout from Prince Harry and Meghan Markle's relationship, a royal commentator claimed. A royal expert has claimed that the Queen had a strategy in place to deal with the couple that would allow her to avoid any of the corruption or the vilification or the negativity. Stuart Pearce told the podcast Royally Us, "I feel there has been an eruption within the hegemony, within the hierarchy. The eruption took because of Harry and Meghan leaving the way that they did, although of course, their departure was well known about by Prince Charles, by the Queen and also by Prince William, etc. way before we knew about it. You can just imagine when Harry, full of love for the lady he was falling in love with, arrived back and went to see Her Majesty. She'd have said, 'Let's take this easily, let's court her for a year, and then let's talk again.' They talked again from what I understand from the people that I know, and Harry was emphatic, 'I want to marry her,' and the strategy was created." Prince Charles penned a deeply emotional letter to the Prime Minister of Haiti after the country has been devastated by a series of natural disasters. Prince Charles wrote a poignant letter of solidarity to Dr. Ariel Henry, Haiti's Prime Minister. In a letter bearing the Prince of Wales's heraldic badge, the royal said, "I wanted you to know how much we feel for you and all the people of Haiti following the devastating tragedy of yet another earthquake, closely pursued by the dreadful tropical storm in the midst of an ongoing pandemic. Knowing just how much the Haitian people have had to endure over the recent years, our hearts go out to all those who have so tragically lost members of their family, as well as their homes, or have been injured. We send you and your people our deepest sympathy at such an agonizing time. The Duke of Sussex will take inspiration from the difficulties of the last 3 years, and the emotional autopsy he has undergone when working on his upcoming memoir. According to a royal expert and professional seer, Prince Harry will ensure the memoir is punctuated by charitable actions and will not be an attack on the royal family." When asked how Buckingham Palace feel about the upcoming memoir, Stuart Pearce told Royally Us, "Well, I'm sure that they're probably feeling slightly anxious. The spirit of the memoir obviously comes through the inspiration of what he's been through in the last 3 years in the major exposition that he sought in relation to the emotional autopsy that he has been through, because it was one of the constituent parts of the relationship that he established with Meghan. When she saw him, the quality of how his irritation could easily move into anger and into rage, and that it was an untold rage, she said, 'Look, I feel you really need to do something about this.' It wasn't that the rage was taken out in relation to her, it was much more to do with the outrage that was taking place in relation to the way they were being vilified by the press. Senior royal family members have vowed to remain silent over racism claims that have resurfaced months after Harry and Meghan's exit. Palace officials and their bosses decided yesterday to recruit more staff from black and ethnic minorities in an attempt to counter claims made by the Duke and Duchess of Sussex. They are approaching a target of 10% in 2022 after admitting earlier this year that only 8.5% of royal household staff were from ethnic minority backgrounds. But there is little desire to tackle head-on allegations of racism made by Harry, 36, and Meghan, 40, in a March interview with Oprah Winfrey, the Daily Express understands. The family are also reluctant to give oxygen to the authors of an updated version of Finding Freedom, a biography of the Sussexes, who claimed that the couple considered naming a person inside the firm who, they suggested, voiced concerns about how dark their son Archie's skin might be. The Queen has 6 residencies where she stays throughout periods of the year, and one of these residences is the lesser-known Hillsborough Castle in Northern Ireland. Hillsborough Castle is the Queen TMS official Northern Ireland residence, and prior to the pandemic, would host the royal family 2 or 3 times a year. The stunning property was bought by the British government in the early 20th century, and has been used as a conference space ever since. The Queen TMS main residence is in Buckingham Palace. She then spends her summers at Balmoral, and her Christmases at Sandringham. She also has a great love for Windsor Castle, where the Queen and Prince Philip chose to spend lockdown in 2020. Britons are still reeling after environmental activists smeared the monument standing in front of Buckingham Palace with red paint. Activists from Animal Rebellion, a sister organisation of Extinction Rebellion, targeted the Queen Victoria Memorial in front of Buckingham Palace yesterday. During their stunt, the activists filled the fountain with red liquid in an attempt to replicate blood. The protest marked an extraordinary attack against the royal family, accused by Animal Rebellion of crimes against animals and the planet. This protest wasn't unanimously welcomed by Britons, with some still reeling this morning. Camilla Parker Bowles was very upset after Meghan Markle overshadowed her speech with a social media post, according to claims. In March last year, reports from the Daily Mirror claimed there had been a fallout between Camilla Parker Bowles and Meghan. The Duchess of Sussex allegedly broke an understanding not to overshadow a long-planned speech by Camilla on domestic violence. Meghan posted photos of her at a theatre as the Duchess of Cornwall gave her address. Camilla was said to be very upset, with an insider saying, "Camilla TMS work is very important to her, and her decision to highlight the scourge of domestic violence at the 10th anniversary of Women of the World was a carefully thought-out plan." Over the last 4 years she has worked tirelessly, mostly behind the scenes but to great effect, to use her platform and personal experiences to highlight the issue and help sufferers. Of course it was known Harry and Meghan would be doing engagements this week, some privately, but everyone was in agreement that Camilla TMS speech should take precedence. Unfortunately some people had other ideas. Kate Middleton and Princess Eugenie's engagement ring styles continue to be one of the most popular styles, even 10 years after Kate's wedding. An expert from national jewelry retailer Beaverbrooks analyzed the most Instagrammed engagement ring styles this year, and the Kate Middleton style cluster ring has made it into one of the top spots. Lorna Haddon, head of diamond rings and jewelry at Beaverbrooks, said, "Cluster engagement rings continue to be a popular choice for brides-to-be who want to make a statement, with the ring style hashtagged over 40,000 times on Instagram. Cluster designs are the perfect way to incorporate vibrant colored gemstones with diamonds, with this vintage style remaining a firm favorite thanks to rings worn by Kate Middleton and more recently, Princess Eugenie." Princess Diana's niece, 30, has touched down in Italy after she returned to England to attend her close friend TMS wedding at Wilton House. Soon after Lady Jemima Herbert and Hugo Davis were declared husband and wife, the daughter of Diana TMS' younger brother, Charles Spencer, returned to Italy where she tied the knot with her 62-year-old partner Martin Lewis. The snaps were posted to Lady Spencer TMS' Instagram account, which has more than 740,000 followers. Followers of Prince William and Prince Harry TMS' younger cousin soon voiced their approval at the Italian shots.